Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most dramatic events in recent history, the massive explosion that destroyed part of the Crimea Bridge. This event has captured global attention and raised big questions about strategy, symbolism, and the future of the ongoing conflict. In this video, we'll break down what happened, why it matters, and what it could mean for both sides in the long run. The explosion took place in the early morning hours, shaking the entire region and sending plumes of smoke and fire into the sky. Eyewitnesses reported a thunderous blast that could be felt miles away, followed by sections of the bridge collapsing into the water below. The bridge, which connects Russia to Crimea, has always been a key symbol of power and control, a physical link that represented Russia's firm grip over the peninsula. So when it was hit, the shock wasn't just structural, it was deeply political. This bridge isn't just any piece of infrastructure. It's one of the longest bridges in Europe, stretching across the Kerch Strait. It's the lifeline that carries supplies, weapons, and goods between mainland Russia and the Crimean Peninsula. Destroying or damaging it has huge logistical consequences because it disrupts the movement of fuel, food, ammunition, and reinforcements. It also sends a powerful message that nowhere is completely safe. No matter how heavily guarded, when the explosion happened, emergency services rushed to the scene as flames engulfed several sections of the roadway. Reports indicated that parts of the bridge's structure collapsed, leaving vehicles stranded and traffic halted. For several hours, chaos unfolded as rescue teams worked to control fires and assess the damage. The scale of destruction revealed the precision and planning behind the attack. This wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate strike designed to cause maximum disruption. The significance of this bridge goes far beyond military strategy. It has always been a symbol of Russia's claim over Crimea. Built after the 2014 annexation, the bridge represented permanence, a statement that Crimea was now firmly under Russian control. For many Russians, it was a point of pride. For Ukrainians, it was a painful reminder of lost territory. So, when an explosion tore through this massive structure, it wasn't just an attack on logistics. It was an attack on an idea, a statement that this control could be challenged. From a strategic perspective, targeting the bridge makes perfect sense. It cuts off one of the main supply routes to Russian forces operating in southern Ukraine. Without it, Russia has to rely on alternative routes, such as ferries or long detours through occupied territory, which are slower and more vulnerable to further attacks. It also complicates the delivery of heavy equipment like tanks or artillery, forcing the military to spread its resources thinner. The psychological impact is just as strong as the physical one, showing that even highly protected infrastructure can be hit. The method of the attack also demonstrates how warfare has evolved. Instead of traditional airstrikes or direct assaults, this explosion was reportedly caused by precision technology, possibly sea drones or explosives placed below the surface. This shows how modern conflicts are being shaped by innovation, stealth, and intelligence, rather than brute force alone. It's a reminder that smaller, calculated strikes can achieve what large-scale bombardments often can't: shock, disruption, and fear. For Russia, the attack was a major embarrassment. The bridge had been presented as a symbol of engineering strength and national unity. Its destruction, even partially, shows vulnerability in areas once considered untouchable. It exposes the limits of Russia's defensive capabilities and raises questions about the effectiveness of their security measures. Rebuilding or repairing such a structure is costly, both financially and politically. It takes months, if not years, to fully restore a bridge of that scale, and during that time, every delay becomes a reminder of weakness. For Ukraine, it's a powerful statement of defiance. The explosion signals that they are capable of striking deep into areas that were once considered out of reach. It boosts morale among soldiers and civilians alike, showing that persistence and strategy can yield real results. Each successful strike on critical infrastructure amplifies the pressure on their opponent, forcing them to divert resources toward defense and reconstruction rather than offense. In modern warfare, that shift can make a significant difference. But beyond the military aspect, there's also a psychological battle taking place. The image of the bridge in flames is symbolic. It shows that what was once seen as permanent can crumble overnight. It challenges the illusion of control, and sends a clear message that occupation doesn't equal safety. The symbolism resonates deeply. A burning bridge representing a break in dominance, a fracture in power, and a shift in the balance of the conflict. However, attacks of this nature also come with consequences. They can escalate tensions, provoke retaliation, and put civilians at greater risk. Each strike invites a counterstrike, and the cycle of violence can intensify. Yet, in the context of ongoing conflict, these moments are also part of a larger strategic chess game, where both sides are constantly testing each other's limits and resilience. The immediate aftermath of the explosion left a scene of chaos. Smoke drifted across the strait, debris floated in the water, and military helicopters circled overhead. As day broke, images showed the scale of the destruction: twisted metal, collapsed spans, and scorched surfaces. Repair crews quickly began work to assess which parts could be salvaged, but it was clear that significant reconstruction would be needed. The bridge, once a symbol of unity, now stood as a monument to division and defiance. In the broader picture, the attack underscores the fragility of infrastructure during modern conflicts. No matter how strong or well-built something may seem, it's still vulnerable when targeted strategically. It also shows that in today's warfare, technology and intelligence often outweigh size or strength. The explosion was a calculated message, one that echoes far beyond the battlefield. The world watched closely as reactions poured in. For many, the event symbolized a turning point, a moment when the conflict reached a new level of intensity. It reminded everyone that control is temporary and that even the most fortified symbols can fall. As reconstruction begins and both sides reassess their strategies, the explosion on the Crimea Bridge will likely be remembered not just as a physical event, but as a psychological blow that reshaped perceptions of the war. Looking ahead, the question remains, how will this change the course of the conflict? For one side, it's a reminder to strengthen defenses and adapt faster. For the other, it's proof that persistence and precision can make a difference. Either way, the explosion marks a pivotal moment, one that will influence strategies, morale, and the narrative for months to come. Thanks for tuning in. This event is more than just a headline. It's a story of strategy, symbolism, and resilience. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this explosion will change the balance of power, or is it just another chapter in an ongoing struggle? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into global events, and I'll see you in the next video.